Before we start the show, we would like to showcase our sponsor.
So this episode is sponsored by Calli's Grill. So Calli's Grill started at home during COVID. After a year, they managed to open up a restaurant run by two businesses, Cocoa Vanilla Cakes, Joan's Mum, and Calli's Grill by Joan and husband Carl. Cocoa Vanilla Cakes is a bakery cafe serving silog and sweets such as Sans Rival and Sylvania's. The inspiration came from the recipe sent from Joan's Kuya in the US, inspired by boiling crab. The name came from Joan and Carl's daughter, Calli, or Calli for short. Hey, is that you? Shout outs to Calli.
Hey.
Calli. Shout outs. Like all businesses, they had periods of being busy or extremely quiet. They've introduced a new thing to their services. All you can eat.
All you can eat or eat all you can.
Eat all you can.
Eat all you can.
I think the one other thing that Carl and Joan wanted to point out was after lots of work and lots of struggle, Joan has finally hung up her boots from working in a warehouse, doing the 9 to 5, and she's all in. They're all into Calli's Grill,
and I respect that.
Yeah,
as a creative who had a 9 to 5 job and quit his job to start a business.
Hell yeah, man!
I respect that.
I think it's inspiring to see Filipinos starting businesses and doing big things here in Australia.
And what way to do it? By bringing joy to anyone that eats their food.
Through food.
That's what I felt 100%. After eating this lovely...
Carl's also resigned early this year.
Hey, it's a party for everyone.
Yeah, the biggest congrats to Carl and Joan for quitting their full-time jobs, and they're going all into Calli's Grill.
Oh yeah, let's do this for old Cheatcoders' time's sake.
Yeah.
What are the 4 C's of the Cheatcoders? The first C is consistency. Second C is community. The third C is...
I'm trying to remember. Consistency, community, culture? Was it culture?
Well, let's make it culture.
Let's make it culture.
And the fourth one is quit your job. That was our old outro. And we always inspire other people to, whatever you want to do, get to that level where you can quit your job and you can do it full time. Love that. All right, let's start the show. Hello. Welcome to another episode of the Cheatcoders podcast. My name is Raf, and I am here with my usual suspects of Don doing stuff. Don looking cozy because he's got the Cheatcoders jumper that no one knows about.
What's doing? It's exclusive.
Hey.
There's only 2 of them have been made.
Only 2.
One, and I've got both of them.
The other one's got no sleeves, huh?
No, I haven't.
And on to my right,
it's your autumn jumper.
We've got the second coziest person on the podcast.
Cozy.
Mr. Garcia.
There's only about 2,700 of these made.
And this is episode number 229. And as you can see, we are here acting like some foodies, trying to get in touch with the foodie in us. And if people want us to eat food in front of the podcast, we will.
Yeah, we're at a different location right now.
Different location, different vibe.
Different levels, different devils.
You got a haircut for this?
Yeah, man.
Did you?
Yeah, man.
Hey.
You got to look fresh,
Thanks for noticing.
You got to be as fresh as the food that we're about to eat. Through Christ. Sorry, that just like my Catholic inside of me. It just triggered when it said when we're about to eat. The next line just came through. I'm just like, oh shit.
Bless us, oh Calli's Grill.
What's the hands that prepared?
Oh man, and we are here at Calli's Grill.
Shout out. You got to turn to press it now,
man. Because I don't want to put any equipment on the table because this table is already blessed by the food gods, and I don't want to get it dirty, man, because we are about to go nuts on some food. But before we do that, if you were a cowboy, what would you name yourself? If you had the opportunity to become a heroic cowboy in a spaghetti western, in our version, it'd be the sweet spaghetti western.
Yeah, but okay, hold on. Is there a naming convention that we need to adhere to? Like, what makes it a cowboy name? Because
A cowboy
'Cause
name
Billy
because
the Kid
all right, we got
was
Billy
a-
the Kid, we got Dirty Harry. So the theme is it's usually like
one of them is young, the other one is dirty. Like hasn't
it's
taken a
usually
bath.
something that describes you as a threatening person
A threatening person.
and just a basic name.
Billy the Kid doesn't sound threatening at all. Like you'd be like, "Hey, Billy the Kid."
No, but it's one of those like opposite type of thing. It's like, oh, you think he's a kid, but he's really just an old man with a thirst to kill. You know what I mean? With a thirst to kill.
What would your cowboy name be?
My name would be John. And then my first name. Straight up. That's my name.
Just John.
And then this thing that will describe me. Delicado.
John Delicado.
No, the other way around.
Delicado John.
Yeah, because Delicado John.
Oh my
God, John.
Delicado John. So your name's actually Jan, not John.
No, but we're in the Philippines in the spaghetti western, the sweet spaghetti western, so the accent
Jan.
will accentuate the John to be
Right.
more.
Delicado
Jan.
Jan. I see it. I get it.
What
I get it. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Delicado John.
My name would be Taran.
Yeah.
And last name Tado.
See, there you go. That's what I'm thinking of.
I like to be the hero cowboy, or in my head anyway. If I was in the western, I'd be the kind of like the guardian of, the good guy kind of cowboy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's always the villain dude, and then there's me, and I like that idea with Billy the Kid. So, but like the kid at the end, so like a guardian of the kid. So since it's in Philippines, I'm gonna be called Bantay Bata.
Bantay Bata.
Nothing to do with a TV show.
I thought you were gonna say like Billy the Bata, like the
Bro, you could be.
Bantay Bata.
And if there was anything, if I was going to be a bata, I'd be Taba the Bata.
Taba the Bata.
I don't know, it just sounds very,
Mataba.
very nice.
Matabang bata.
Mataba. The Bata.
The Bata.
All the
Tabata. It's Tabata. That's what
It's
that is.
all the
sounds so
all the
insulting.
Filipinos, all the
Mata-
Filipinos, titas and all that stuff. They say that. So if we turn it to a name,
You know, Tabata is actually a thing. It's like an exercise regime. It's like
Yeah.
you
Tabat?
do an exercise that's 20 seconds for 20 seconds. You rest for 10 seconds, and then you do the exercise again for 20 seconds.
yeah,
That's,
you know why?
that's called
you're
Tabat.
Tabata.
Ah,
It's called Tabata. Because you're trying to remove all of the
I
Tabata.
thought it's the stuff you put on your toast.
bro,
Tabata.
bro. That's it, bro.
Silly, man. Silly.
So we are here at Calli's Grill.
Yes.
I am excited to get some food,
Yes.
and it's gonna be some crazy
oh,
vibes.
snap. We got drinks coming
And,
out.
ooh,
Cherry lime soda.
bro.
Ooh.
You know,
Cherry lime soda,
you know the
house-made
drink. You know
iced
the
tea.
drink is good
Another
when
cherry lime soda.
when the fruit is protected from the rain.
Yeah, it's got a fire on it.
Did we
know which
introduce the person that serves us the drinks?
Yeah.
And
Well, we
then
got the
she'll be
drinks.
joining us in a
She'll be
second.
joining us. in
Oh,
a
nice.
second. So we have
because
the
I
very
got
nice
here late
drinks.
and I didn't get a chance to meet
This
her.
is. I'm guessing this one's I had the house-made iced tea,
Is this the iced tea that's yours?
and I'm thinking this is
The cherry lime
the
soda?
cherry lime soda. Which one do you
Ooh,
want?
can I get a cherry lime soda?
I'm gonna give you
I'll
a
swap you. I'll
choice.
swap you. Oh, did you guys?
No,
want-
no, no. I'm gonna have this one.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Sick. It worked out.
Yeah, it worked out well.
You
I got exactly
Of
which
course
one I wanted.
There you go.
Cherry lime.
Hey.
Cherry lime.
I always wanted. So there's a dude that makes these little umbrellas. Like that's his job, bro.
Yeah.
He wakes up on a Monday to make these things.
I wonder who has the patent for all these. Like, so like if somebody makes it, then that's infringing on
If
on
we're
the patent.
if we're superstitious, is this bad luck?
Why? Because the umbrella's open
The-
indoors.
The umbrella is open indoors.
Yeah, I guess, but only a little bad luck.
Ooh, because you're just like a little bad.
It's a little bad.
You know, a good girl is good, but a bad girl is better. Type of vibes, you know.
We're talking about a drink.
I know.
This is
So every time that comes up, it reminds me of my dad's shirt because he had that on his shirt. So that's kind of like reverse trauma for me.
This is you can tell this
This
is a
is
Filipino
tasty.
drink because this is the type of drink you drink on a sunny day,
Mm.
and the umbrella's open. There's no rain.
Can we talk about that?
The drink doesn't want to get dark skinned.
It's funny because it's an iced tea.
Yeah.
There's papaya in this?
That lemon's
Have you
looking a
ever
bit dark.
has your parents ever like made you hate the sun? They're just like, you can't go out too much because you'll get dark.
Yeah.
The sun will get you.
I love the sun. I love it. Like I would rather be darker and tanner because I think that's a result of growing up in Australia. Like we love the beach here, and we love going to the beach. And growing up, yes, my parents would have been like, oh, don't go out into the sun. You get too dark or whatever.
I know what happened in his childhood. I just figured it out, bro.
What happened?
Go on.
I figured it out. His parents were like afraid of him to get really dark. Side note, I don't think he can get dark. But I reckon his parents were like, oh, don't go out in the sun. Don't go out in the sun. You're going to get dark. And you know what they did? In a sunny afternoon, say about like 40 degrees weather heat, makes you sweat. They gave him a long sleeve shirt. And that trauma makes you do things the opposite of what he rebelled, bro. You know, like this is the story. This is the origins of the sleeveless.
I
gang.
overcorrected. I hated the long sleeve shirt so much that I overcorrected.
There you go. So it's like people like some parents be like, don't go out too late because you you have to be home at this certain time, and then kids rebel and come up the next day. You rebelled by wearing no sleeves at all.
That's not entirely incorrect. Like, I mean, like that's. When I was growing up, for some reason I didn't like wearing. You know how you have the collared shirts and stuff like that. Like going to school, having to wear the button up shirt, the tie, and all that stuff. I hated it.
Oh, he's the one who unbuttoned it.
I would unbutton it.
Show his singlet.
Dan used to unbutton it all the way down to the bottom. There's like 2 buttons. He's like a reverse cholo.
It's the upside down cholo.
Yeah.
It's just the button at the bottom.
At the bottom, that's it.
That's funny
Because you don't want to reveal too much.
that's funny.
I don't want to be too casual.
I did that today. At work. I was wearing a thermal shirt underneath.
You did that today.
Today. Like, because I went to the gym at lunch, and then I'm wearing a thermal underneath this, and then I wore my my collared shirt on top of it, and because I didn't want to be too warm, I only buttoned the bottom few buttons, and so the top part was open, showing my thermal shirt.
He treats his button-up shirts like a blazer. You know, like how people tell you, only one button, don't use 2, because it's not fashionable. Just the button, the one. Bro.
Oh my gosh!
You guys got me pegged. You guys.
The thing with
you know me so well.
Staying out in the sun, like because my parents weren't there. Now it was my Lola that was the one that hassled me. Like I used to love riding my bike, right? I'm one of those kids that you see, it's like, just for $1 a day, you can sponsor someone in Philippines. I was like one of those kids in the street. Like, I look like one of them, like, in my singlet. Yeah. Someone was giving me $1, bro. I was like, he was good. But like, underneath my singlet, it's like a template. Like, I'm wide as hell.
Yeah.
Like, everything else is dark as fuck. Kind of like, and it was like, it's like so white and like it would reflect light, like it's kind of blinding. I look like a Care Bear when I with my shirt off.
It's like even without the singlet on, it looks like you're still wearing a singlet.
It looks like you're wearing 2 singlets. It's like, doesn't this guy know how to wear a singlet?
It's
you're like Pulp Fiction, the suitcase when you open it up, it just shines on your
You
face.
gotta cover your eyes a bit. You're squinting.
I used to get the farmer's tan as well, like when I wore sleeve shirts.
Oh,
and you go driving, like it's like
on one arm.
Yeah, your forearm will get darker than the other one, and so
That's why I realized that Filipinos are really ahead of the game, because you don't want to get a full body. You need the full body to be evenly tanned, whether it be white or dark skin, and that's the reason why the barong was created.
Sure.
To prevent.
That's because exactly
One guy was full like
because they wanted to tan evenly.
one guy was walking up and he was full like took off his shirt and then he looked in the mirror and be like, bro,
It wasn't so that the colonizers would see that they weren't carrying any weapons. It wasn't because of that.
No, it was to evenly tan the whole weapon.
That was the problem back
You
then.
are a weapon, bro.
It was.
You are a weapon in society. Imagine all these ladies drop down to their knees and be like, "You are the goddess, the god of evenly tanness."
I love that as a gratitude like starter for the day. Like you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, "I am the weapon."
Yeah, man.
Today's gonna be a good day because I am.
Imagine
the weapon.
being a gun, like an actual gun that wakes up in the morning and looks in the mirror.
Not
and
just a metaphorical gun.
not a
just
metaphorical,
like, you're
actual
a
gun.
bro.
Looks in the mirror and be like, "Whoa, I'm not evenly one color." if I'm gonna be shedding
It looks like a,
shedding blood in the streets, I have to look good.
Yeah, there's like all the different colors.
So how do you solve the problem? See through shirt, bro.
I'm still
See through shirt,
in the
bro.
midst of like Spanish colonizing and stuff. And Filipinos were like, you know what? I hate these tan lines.
I hate these taillights.
We need a solution for this.
No matter what's gonna happen here, you have to look good.
And then somebody put the patterns on it, so there was like little like patterns on it.
Yeah, and that's how tattoos were made.
That's Jose Rizal's first book, right? Nulling my tan lines. Send it off to Spain.
Nulling my tan.
Oh no, I'm gonna get cancelled, bro.
That's hilarious, man.
Do you guys have tattoos?
I do
I do not.
Do you have a tattoo?
on my arm.
Hey,
Garcia's one's really interesting.
It's been a while though. This one's like
You've only got the one, right?
yeah.
You don't
got
have-
one on my bottom.
Your bottom. One says
One
it's a
of my
W on one cheek and another W on the other cheek. So when
Imagine
he
getting-
bends over, it says "Wow."
I changed it to L's.
or
Because
is
it
it,
makes you LOL.
is it a tattoo of another crack? Just to confuse people when they moon you. It's like,
It's a tattoo that crease at the bottom to make my bum look like it's popping out. It's kind of like putting ab lines on my stomach. you know?
It's like the what's it called, the active wear for
Yeah,
women.
yeah.
bro, it's a poo drop.
Oh no!
There's a teardrop for every
Yeah, yeah.
person you kill.
It's a poo drop for every toilet you destroy.
Oh my gosh!
How did we get here?
Tattoos in your bum.
How do you guys listen to us?
This is what happens when you give us cherry lime soda.
Oh yeah, it's the drink's fault.
With the tattoo, were you afraid to show your parents about the tattoo, or your parents are cool with tattoos?
No, it wasn't the tattoo. It was the meaning behind the tattoo that I was kind of like conflicted, like telling my parents about.
Yeah.
Because I got
Oh,
this.
what's your tattoo? I'll tell everyone your tattoo for context.
My sleeve's kind of in the way.
Gotta cut 'em off, gotta
It's
cut 'em
in
off.
Latin. It says "Flectere sine quae superos acheronta movebo." So if you Google that, it's from this book. Basically, it's like it's saying that if I can't move the heavens, then I'll shake up the Acheron or the Acheron River, which is the river that goes to the underworld. Just simplify that. If I can't move the heavens, then I'll shake up the underworld.
Yeah.
And it's the whole thing of like we grew up in a Catholic youth group,
Yeah.
Youth for Christ, and households Catholic, but I'd always kind of like had this doubt in my head, and it felt like the age old thing with being Filipino, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you have a question, you're gonna get in trouble, and
Yeah.
I steered away from that. But in my head, it was always like, I don't think I'm Catholic, dude. Like I never could bring myself to believe. That was the thing. Like during, like for Catholics, you have there's the baptism, there's the confirmation, communion, and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
reconciliation.
What do you call them? The
Sacraments.
sacraments. Yeah. I think for me, it was more just the point where I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be honest with myself. I'm not Catholic, so whether you think I'm going to heaven or hell, I'm still the same person.
I think as well,
With
like,
that.
because there's another derivative of that, and the quote that I like is like, if I can't reach heaven, then I'll raise hell,
Yeah,
Is
I
the-
mean, there's yeah.
which is the derivative, like, just like another version of that quote, and I like that because it's like, it seems like sometimes that the vision of heaven is almost like unattainable. And like, yes, there's that. There's it's nice for us to try to strive to that, but then if you're always falling short, then you can get disheartened. And I think growing up for me, it was like trying to be this level of perfect all the time was like crushing, man. Like, it was disappointing because it's like I'm never gonna be that. Like, I'm never gonna live up to this standard of perfection that like people or society or whatever, like, you know. So it's like I'm gonna work with what I have right now and then just like bring that up to a level that is not, it's not necessarily trying to reach this level of perfection. It's like trying to bring up from where I am now to a higher place. I
see, like when we were growing up in the youth group, even at home, you kind of get told like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, and you're constantly being told what's right and wrong and stuff. But I think innately we know that we're good people. Like, I know I'm a good person, not because someone told me that I'm doing something good. So oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Speaking of good things happening to you.
Yeah, good
I know,
things
right?
happening. There's some chicken wings coming.
Oh
my
is that
God.
elote?
Keep going.
Sorry,
You're cooking.
Yeah, let me cook. But man, I lost myself there for a bit. What was I saying?
You're talking about like being in the
being
told,
a good person by a core. Like, we could go through so much bullshit and do a lot of bullshit, but at the end of the day, good person is like it's a layered thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, you like, we innately know. Like, morals don't come from religion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm a moral person not because I've followed like
a religion,
I guess the rules of a book or like a religion and stuff. You know what I mean? Because there's stuff that I believe in like that, you know, people don't believe in because of, you know, because of their belief. Like, things like it could be something like really like natural to us, like eating pork and stuff. Other people might think like, you know, oh man, that's not right. But for me, like, I'm still a good person, even if, you know, because we don't share that belief in that aspect. But we can still be friends. I'm still the same person, baby. Like, you know what I mean?
There was because what I remember from being in the same youth group was like we were always told what we're not supposed to do. And because that was the thing that kind of stuck in my mind. Like, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. All of these things are bad. And so you stay away from them. And it was like, oh, you know, drinking is bad and smoking is bad, right? And in my head,
depends what you're drinking and smoking.
No, well, drinking alcohol is bad, right? That was one of the things that we were told. And in my head, I was like, but what if my parents, like my mom will have a glass of wine, or my dad will have a beer on the weekend? It's like, are they bad because of that? And like it kind of made, like, I had to question those rules in quotation marks. You know what I mean? And like, what if my best mate was smoking? Does that make him bad? Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's a bad person just because he has. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
I can't blame you, like, because at that moment when you were saying like, hey Christian, are you bad? I was in the middle of robbing someone. Like, give me a minute, bro. Let me get this motherfucker's wallet. I mean, I'll answer your question.
You're not bad for smoking. You're probably bad for robbing someone. But
I did have a cigarette in my hand.
I could even take it there because it is all about intention, right? Like, if you're robbing someone for survival, does that mean you're a bad person? But if you're robbing someone just for, like, you know, other reasons, as like you have no reason, it's just.
I think that
I mean, even that. I don't know what's a bad way.
Ethics and like philosophy come into play when you're like talking about those sorts of things. So it's like, somebody, if you're fighting a war, right, and both sides are fighting for God, right? Who's the right person in this situation?
Man,
you know what I mean? And that there's like, not to get into that thing, but it's that's the conundrum or dilemma that you'd be working with, and you're talking about. That sort of stuff.
I think that just opens up a whole new thing.
That's like, a
can of worms, man.
Like, when you question something, like when you judge someone based on their intent or the result. So like your example there, like, you know, you were doing something to maybe, I don't know, you stealing for your family, like so that they've got something to eat.
There's always
but then
intention,
it's like taking it away from someone else's family. You know what I mean? So it's really, I don't know. I think that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, dude.
Because like everything is there's different variables for everything, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like you're technically stealing something, like taking away something from another person, but at the end of the day, do you have a choice or not? You know, like what if you're like, you know, if I don't steal off you, my parents or someone in my family is going to die, type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about intention, but yeah. Moral of the story is that, you know, if you're not going to make it to heaven, just raise some hell. But after
I know I'm not gonna make it, bro. So I'll see you guys there at the other.
But
end.
at the end of the day, you raise hell, and then you realize there's a point system. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna change. You should change the tattoo to. If I'm not gonna make it, if I'm not gonna make it to heaven, I'm gonna rig the point system.
If I'm not gonna make it to heaven, let me ask my cousin who's a pastor. Like, let me ask my cousin who's a priest to pray for me, and then
Imagine raising so much hell, bro. And then you're just at the doors. It's like, you know, you could have played the point system. I'm like, God damn it.
We'd always say that joke that it's like, oh man, I don't know if I want to go to heaven. I'm not gonna know anyone there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna know one.
No one.
I'd rather be at that basement party. Bro.
All of my friends aren't gonna be there. Oh my goodness! All of the food is coming out.
This is a good. This is a good segue to our next topic.
Oh my gosh!
And this food.
Did you get the camera to do the close-ups?
All right, let's do.
My ankle's tingling.
Hang on.
Anyone got a phone? Just do a phone.
I'll do my camera. I'll get my camera.
Yeah. Here we go. Calli's Grill. Calli's Grill. It's Calli's Grill. It's Calli's Grill. Calli's Grill. And I got miracle. It's miracle. It's miracle from Calli's Grill.
He rhymed grill with miracle. Miracle. Bro.
Yo. So we got a little special guest.
Special.
She's a fan of the show. And just because she's a fan, she hooked us up with a feast. And what was your name again?
Miracle.
Miracle. Give it one time for Miracle. Hey. So,
Thank you.
welcome to the show. How long have you been working at Calli's Grill?
Since we opened, we started at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So we're just doing it from home.
Yeah.
Since 2020.
Oh.
Wow, that was during the lockdowns and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's why we opened up Calli's Grill, because of the lockdown.
Yeah.
Something to do.
So it became something to do, and now it's too much to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's just working on the daily on his business. And
wow. And you've got a spot here in Rudy Hill.
Mm-hmm.
When did you guys open up this spot? Was it because it was just from home to start in 2020?
We opened up the shop June or July 2021.
Yep.
And then just been open since then, thankfully.
Yeah, nice.
And okay, can you describe what we have in front of us? This masterpiece. I don't think the guests could even see you because like this bucket's just covering your face. Buckets. So what do we have here?
So this one is our Mad Mix seafood bag. It has crabs, 2 crabs, 12 prawns, 8 mussels,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
Right.
There's
so it's the seafood boil.
Seafood boil.
The seafood boil.
And because we're Filipino, it always comes with rice on the side.
Of course.
Rice on the side.
It comes with
Siempre
extra
naman.
sauce.
Ay.
There's lime, salt, and pepper. So when you guys eat it, squeeze a lime and salt and pepper, dip it with the sauce, dip it in there. Complements each other.
What was the inception of this? Like what made you think to make this type of cuisine? Because you're sitting at home, like let's picture it, right? Sitting at home, 2020. We want to do something. What made you think of this? Was there some sort of inspiration? What was it?
Yeah, so the business owner is actually Joan or Joanne, as all the Philos say.
Hey.
But I call her Ate, so...
Shout out Ate.
Her older brother from the US, he had this recipe that was kind of inspired by boiling crab from America. So he passed that recipe over, and she tested it out. It was really good. We all loved it at home. And while thinking of a business idea, that was one of the things I came across. And because we didn't really see a lot of like seafood stuff in Australia, we thought we'd bring it over here too.
Yeah.
Oh,
secret.
And whose idea was to make corn like this?
It was actually mine and my partner's idea.
Hey.
And
So what's the name of this corn?
So it's corn ribs.
Corn ribs.
Yeah, it was such a mission to get to master how to cut it perfectly down vertically. But pretty much we deep fry it, and the mayonnaise sauce that's on there, it's actually homemade by Ate's dad, so we all call him Papa. Everyone in the restaurant calls him Papa. So he blends it all himself, and then we just added hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
Not as spicy as people think, but
you know what? Your next mission, because you turned ribs into you turned corn into a rib shape. Now you got to do it the other way around. You got to turn the ribs into a corn shape.
We'll work on that. We'll call it the RAF.
Oh yeah, call it the RAF. I was going to say rib corn, but we could do that too.
Rib corn.
So what else do we have here? We have these wings.
Yes, we have our half and half wings. They're both garlic, so the other half is garlic parmesan. The other one is sweet garlic. A little sweet and salty balance.
Farmer Sanchez.
Yeah. And then on the corner over there, we have our house-made potato salad. So that's the same as our mayonnaise sauce as well.
And this all combined, we would like to thank you for providing our stomachs with something of joy. And
I didn't eat because I knew what was coming tonight. And we were coming here tonight.
Bro, Garcia brought some gout pills, which we'll talk about later. All right, but thank you once again to Miracle.
Thank you. And what's your partner's name?
Callis Grill.
Ralph, but we call him John.
Ralph.
From
Hang on, hold on.
From Callis Grill.
Hold on. We need to pause the karaoke for a second. His name is Ralph, but they call him
Jong, the filler nickname.
Jong?
Yeah, Jong. And my filler nickname, nothing to do with my name as well.
So your actual name is Miracle?
Yeah.
And then what's your filler name?
Bunchai.
Bunchai?
How about, bro? Why?
Yeah, I just went to the Wu-Tang Clan name generator. Boom. Your name is now Rapper Jong. You are now Bunchai.
Bunchai
Childish
Jong.
Bunchai.
Bunchai Jong sounds like a dope Chinese food, bro. I'd go to a restaurant and be like, yo, pass me about 5 of those Bunchai Jong. And something you serve in lettuce or something like that. It was so good.
Bunchai.
Bunchai Jong. From Callis.
There you go. That's going to be your theme song now forever.
Bunchai Jong. Bunchai Jong. A.K. Miracle.
You can tell that Raf is in a good mood by how much he sings. That's
it.
That's
it. If you see me singing in the morning, which is rarely because I'm a friggin' morning grump, I'm going to have a good day. And I was singing all day today because I knew the meal that we were going to have tonight.
Let me guess what you were singing. Callis Grill.
No. I was singing, I'm grilled the way you Callis Grill, the way you stare. The crab right here is everywhere.
Oh my
Lord. It's
Lord.
So good.
Congratulations for starting something during a time when it was there wasn't much to do and things were very, very scarce. So congratulations for getting from there to now running this business. Yeah, you've got a location here in Rudy Hill. Mm-hmm. Where can people find you in Rudy Hill?
So the address is 5/22 Rudy Hill South Side.
5/22
South Side.
South side of the Rudy Hill Road.
You've got a dessert
place.
Yes, where we so Callis Grill is also a cafe/bakery. So in the mornings we serve breakfast foods. We serve the salogs. I know you guys love the salogs. So marinated by Mama, so she makes it all herself. We also have desserts like Sanjoval. Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah, Sanjoval. Yeah.
So we'll be bringing that out to you later. We'll be bringing out some halo as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna
cry. I don't know if my stomach could take it,
I'm
but
gonna cry.
I'm gonna try.
You can do it.
I'm going to try.
I'm gonna cry.
Shout outs to Joanne.
Ate, hello.
We already decided on your cowboy name. It's gonna be Dilocado Joanne.
Dilocado John.
Dilocado Joanne.
Dilocado John.
That's your cowboy name from
where can people find you on the socials for Callis Grill?
So on Instagram and Facebook, our Instagram. Oh, the handle is Callis Grill, CALLIS Grill.
Hey.
You'll see everything there. You'll see all of our updates and our next venture as well, which is Dessert Before Mains, which is a little food truck we'll be doing in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And also, if you think this is the bomb and the bomb diggity, imagine this being all you can eat. Imagine it. Now you can't really imagine it anymore because that's a real thing. This is all you can eat. You can do this all you can eat, right?
Yeah. So with the all you can eat, $50 per like adult. That's the seafood, rice, sides.
$50. That's like 10 coffees. Give up 10 coffees and then you can have all you can eat all this.
Yeah, there's all you can eat chicken wings, corn ribs. Oh, not corn ribs, but corn as well.
The food looks
The
amazing.
hot Cheeto.
Not the corn ribs. So all you can eat gets the regular size corn.
Yeah.
All right.
But with the same
Spend a little
mayonnaise,
extra,
yeah.
get the corn ribs.
Damn. And I noticed that you and your partner are wearing Callis Grill shirts and tops. Is that for sale to the public as well, or is that just for uniform for the team?
For uniform for now.
Yep.
Something we might look into as well.
I wanted to rock a Callis Grill hoodie.
Sounds trying to ask for something.
No, I just want another hoodie. Just want another hoodie.
All right, give it up one time for America.
Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
guys.
being so hospitable and
From Callis
Oh my
Grill.
goodness.
Enjoy
She's
the food.
getting out. She's getting out. Christians got gout. Christians got gout. After Callis
this entire time
Grill.
I've been trying to figure out don't tell us, but I'm just trying to figure out where you've gotten that melody from.
Oh, it's original. It's original. You could say that it was a miracle that I thought of that jingle. Air horn.
Oh man.
All right.
Are we digging in? They gave us
go.
some bibs and they gave us some gloves as well, which is very similar to
Oh, I thought this was for baon. I thought this was plastic bag for baon. I was like, oh, they're so prepared. They know they're going to take out. Oh, these are actual bibs. If they turn this in, if this was a bib and then later on it was like a plastic bag, you open it up, bro,
Whoa.
genius.
Oh, you got gloves too, right?
Yeah, bro. Oh man. I'm gonna try some of these ribs. Hey, these corn ribs.
Yeah, I was going to do this.
That's what I was thinking about. I was like, this is an extra small, I think.
Oh man.
Here we go. Wait, hold on. Slow mo. All right, let's play a song. Actually, I'll just sing it.
Miracle. Okay. Oh, wow.
Oh, bro. I just wanna take it
Oh,
nice and slow.
Oh, you got potatoes and stuff in there
Tell me
too.
what you're gonna do with me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, bro. You position it at the right position. Right in front of mine.
Hi, Nakornakova.
You know, they say like brutal fights, like everybody's fighting for the food. But since we got plenty of food to go around, we just like rebrand that too.
Yeah, Middle hug.
Boodle
hug.
Boodle friends.
Boodle friends.
friendship.
Boodle friends.
It's not a fight. It's a brutal agreement.
Scorpion wins.
Boodle friends,
Boodle
bro.
friendship.
I love it. Can you talk about you bringing medication
Oh,
so
of course.
you can prevent yourself from gout?
I'm just gonna dig it.
Because
Yes.
I
I'm
remember
not saying
the,
anything. I'm just gonna dig it.
because I remember the days when we would like prepare ourselves to go party and stuff, and we have the pre-drinks and all that, just so we can make ourselves have a good time.
Yeah.
And you know it's growth when you start taking things to make sure that you don't have a bad week.
Yeah, you start looking towards the future more.
You like, yeah, no, the distant future, because
Yeah.
like with us, we have pre-drinks and take a little bit of Eau Grays
So what?
to enjoy the rest of the night. But now we're taking a bit of little Eau Grays for a good reason.
Yeah, so
To
I can
prevent you
walk
from-
for the next 2 weeks, bro.
It's the pre-game for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, like legit, I did this when I went to Philippines. It's just, I think once you hit your 30s, bro, you start thinking about these things. Like your body just starts changing. Hang on, I don't remember rolling my ankle. And then for the next week, you're like, this is terrible.
It's like the next stage. Like when you're going through puberty, you're like, hang on, I've got hair in places that I don't usually have hair. And then when you get older, you're like, hang on, I've got pain in places that I don't usually have pain. That's how you know you're getting to the next stage.
But
in your
he's
life.
changing.
Yeah.
But he's changing.
Soon we're just about to bring our little medicine parties. Like instead of like pre-drinks, we have pre-medication.
Man, like legit, I'm thinking of like standing out front and selling these on the street, bro, just in front of the entrance
The
to Callis
corn?
Grill. Yeah, no. I'm talking about gout pills, bro.
The gout pills.
Because,
For
bro-
everybody that walks into here, you just be like, "Yo,
Yeah, man.
I got-
Because
I
it's
got- I got
prescription
allopurinol.
only, bro.
You
I
know
got
how common
I got
it. You reckon it's common people forgetting their medication? I reckon it's common as hell, bro. I think that's a market that you could tackle into.
Yeah,
You know, like, yo, you prepared for the gout, bro? You
I do
prepared?
that. Now, look, legit, like our next trip to Philippines, I'm gonna bring like a whole heap of that stuff
yeah."
and then sell it to my mates.
I find that like
I was like, hey, let me take you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like for
yeah,
dinner.
yeah.
Probably spend like $100 for the dinner, but then they'll pay me like $50 a pop. I'll get that money back.
Bro, that's
how many tabs do you want? How many?
Yeah.
That's the new courtesy
How many
thing.
cups do you want?
You know, imagine that. Imagine going out like, imagine your date gives you like gout pills before eating a seafood boil. Imagine that. How I'll be like, wow, you're so courteous.
You know how like you've got those things where it's you never leave home without them. It's like don't leave home without your phone, your wallet, contraceptives, and gout pills.
Oh man, all the things that fit in your wallet.
Yeah, everything that fits in your wallet. This sauce is amazing. It's so tasty.
You guys are going ham, bro. I'm kind of like lagging behind.
Is that are you reluctant because of the thing? But you've already taken the gout pills.
No, yeah. You gotta take it after.
Oh, okay. It's not like
It's a gout after pill.
it's
That's nuts.
It's like it's Plan B, bro.
it's plan B, plan G. That's what that
Oh,
is.
bro, that means like if you eat it and you don't take the pill, your leg gets pregnant,
That's
bro.
terrible, bro. I don't want the seafood to get me pregnant,
Oh,
so I gotta
no.
take these pills after.
Sorry, I didn't
Oh
even know.
no.
I just realized the correlation in them. That's crazy.
There's no kids in the house, is there?
Speaking of, right, this was gonna be my the wild thought. There's no kids in here.
Shut up.
I was just remembering. So I didn't leave Philippines till I was like 8 years old, like turning 9. And even if I was like that young, there's still things that you kind of, you hear from your older cousin and stuff. Even like from my titas. You remember, you ever come across a situation where like everybody's watching a movie, it'd be like a Filipino movie, like a drama, and then people get romantic and stuff and start taking the top off or whatever. And then they'll say, "Huy, bawal yan," like bold yan. And they always called it bold. Like whenever someone was like, say, topless or like they're getting into a sex scene, it's like, oh, it's a bold star, or it's like bold scene, like bawal.
Yeah.
And I was thought like, bold? Like she's got full head of hair. Like what's going on? And then you eventually, like I realized it's like, I meant like she's like very bold, like her personality is bold, like enough to, be filmed.
Bold as in like brave or courageous. Type
Yeah,
bold,
exactly, right? And I still think about that shit every time I'm changing my font. But when I came to Australia, I remember it was, I think it was like in 3rd grade, and then they were in class they were showing us like just random things like art and stuff around the world, and it got to. No, it wasn't art. It was like a geography kind of thing. Like they're showing us, like Europe, like different like tourist spots in Europe.
Yeah.
And they got like the Eiffel Tower, and then they were going, oh yeah, you can. There's the Mona Lisa in so and so museums and stuff. And they got to, the statue of David, because they were talking about Michelangelo.
Yeah.
And then one of the kids was like, oh, why does he have a leaf in front of his thinger, right?
Yeah.
And then the teacher kind of posed that question. He goes like, well, class, what do you think he's got like the leaf there? And then being, like fresh Philip, I said, it's because he's bold. And then the teacher was like, I could tell she was impressed. She was like, Michelangelo was very bold by doing this, like a nude statue. And I was thinking, I was talking about David, bro. That guy's naked. That's why he's got to leave in front of his junk. But he was going like, no, it was a very bold move for Michelangelo to do this. And I was like, all right, sick.
That teacher knew exactly where it's like, oh, how do I change this answer to make it the right one?
No, my teacher was white. She had no idea.
But yeah, like I heard a fun fact. I heard something that there was originally the statue of David didn't have a leaf on it. It was just like it was
a pope.
It was bare, butt naked, like wang out and everything.
It wasn't a very large one too.
And then
They
some
ran out
pope
of stone, bro.
ran out of stone. One of the popes or something along the way thought it was disgusting or whatever, and he chipped off all the penises off the statues and stuff.
All of the statues in the Vatican.
Yeah.
He said they didn't want to cause arousal with
You say
the
the
nuns.
Pope did that?
One of the popes.
Okay, makes sense for Filipinos getting tule now. I see the origins of it.
The leaf is the Bayabas leaf. We're a bunch of Davids, bro.
Dubbids.
Because it's rock hard down there.
As soon as we get cut out, I got to stand in that same pose too.
Since we're digging into this not Filipino food, but this food
Feast.
this feast, it reminds me of a thing that I want to talk about, and I want to talk about Filipino love languages. So, one of the love languages, the most common one, is food. So that like if we go to like say our parents' place, they'll express their love through giving us a feast, our food that we love. They'll cook on the day for you, and it seems like that's the way they show their love. And if you deny it, if you deny eating their food, it feels like to them it feels like you don't
Slap in
love
the face,
Betrayal,
man.
man. Betrayal.
You're like, you don't love me.
Yeah.
Even with the bowing part, you have to really take the bowing, or else it's like saying no to their love. So, and I wanted to ask, is there any Filipino love languages that you have experienced in your life? Like you discovered, like, oh, this is the only way my parents could showcase their love for me, or like this is one of the ways that they can showcase their love for me.
Love languages. My grandma's love language is Tagalog.
Actually, I think
Mahal kita.
like I think speaking English is a love language, like low key, because our parents, their second language is English, not their first language. Yeah. So they would speak it to a level that you would understand. They'll speak in English to you. But if you cross the line, bro, if you do some shit that they don't like,
They'll cuss you out in Tagalog.
they'll cuss you out. They'll
you
from
out
the
in
start
Filipino.
they'll speak Tagalog
In English as well?
No, in Tagalog. That's when they know that the real shit's going down,
Goes
bro.
back to the motherland.
So you have no time to translate, brother.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to understand what I'm gonna say to you, and I'm gonna whoop your ass, type of thing. So I think English, low key, them speaking English to you is a love language. Well, mainly for Filipinos abroad.
I think it's I don't know what the direct translation lambing. Have you?
Yeah, lumping.
It's the stuff they usually make shanks out of, and I don't know. How would you translate that to English?
Lumping is like
Like
care.
being playful, or you care for.
Yeah,
It's
but
so hard to like
there's no direct translation to it because like
more affectionate.
affectionate would be that, but affectionate in the way that like you could be showing like love to them by food. That's their way of doing lumping, or it's like teasing them. That's like because you could tease someone and then they'll be like, "Why are you teasing me?" Oh, lumping lang. Like it's just lumping.
Oh, is this like okay? Is it like saying someone's fat? Like they go up to you, it's like, oh, you're gonna put you put on You put on
Yeah,
a
they're
few
using
kilos,
that as an excuse, bro.
but then they're like, no, I'm just saying it because I'm, I worry about you.
Because I love
I
you.
worry about your health.
That's
I
full of
care.
shit.
I care for you so much that I gotta let you know when the kgs are a bit up. You know what I mean?
When the kgs.
Although I actually appreciate that kind of stuff. Like if I'm putting on weight, I would appreciate my friends or my like people around me to be like, yo man, you're getting a little on the heavy side.
It's like, you know what? You're getting on the ugly side, bro. Shut the fuck up. Mind your own, bro. I do this because I love you, bro.
Lumping lung.
I'm being lying, you're ugly.
It's almost
ugly
like, you know how when
bastard.
someone goes no offense, but then they mean all of the offense. It's like, you're just shit. Lumping lung.
It's a long way to say no offense.
I'm definitely gonna need to take these pills. Like for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Like I did that as a joke at first, but like looking at
I
this
like
now, it's like
that. Is the reason why you have to take it after is like you have to know how much you've eaten.
No. It's I think you can't take it on an empty stomach.
Okay.
Like it'll mess up your lining, like your stomach lining.
Okay.
Or it's
But is it always just one? Like
you gotta
one?
gauge it.
Yeah, you gauge it. If you ate a lot, do you have to take more pills?
Nah, it's not like a toilet button. It's like, oh, should I press 1 or 2? No. It's just like I'll go all out. Like I'm taking 2 minimum. I ain't no bitch, you know what I mean?
Gout ain't gonna
That's
get
what-
me, bro.
I'm gonna make Gout my bitch. But yeah, growing up, dude, I think I told you guys, like I was in year 8 and I had a allergic reaction to crab, and my face started puffing up. I didn't know, like this was like my first like really bad kind of reaction, right? So my throat was like itchy, like to the point where I was coughing, but it wasn't like I couldn't breathe. But I can tell that my neck was, reacting like in that way of,
Yep.
holy fuck, you should go to the hospital. And I found out in the morning, like, bro, my face puffed up. I looked like Yao Ming. I remember everyone was giving me shit because I was unrecognizable. Like my eyebrows and stuff and my cheeks was like so puffed up. My eyes couldn't open like without struggling.
Far out, man.
And for the longest time, I didn't eat crabs again. Until a miracle of science. No. Turns out I was I had a bad reaction to that one, that batch, I guess.
Was it like boiled crab or was it like sushi?
No, boiled.
Yeah.
It was I'm not sure what the Filipino dish is, but it's like when you cook crab in coconut milk, and you might have like string beans along with it, onions. It was that dish, and then that night, reaction came about. It scared me, bro. Like for the longest time, I didn't touch it for almost 20 years. I didn't touch crab again, and I'm thinking back like 20 years, so many meals I've missed. You've been far away from my life for so long.
How many cracks does it take to
Have you seen
get
the?
to the center of the
I
crab?
saw a trailer the other day. I was browsing through Netflix.
Yeah.
There's a Power Rangers movie
From the 30th anniversary, right?
for 30th anniversary,
Yeah.
bro.
So they've got like the original, 2 of the original people in there,
3.
Billy and
I'm pretty sure Jason's. Isn't it Jason?
Nah,
The Red Ranger.
The Red Ranger was there. He's
Was
just he's just a bit older.
Oh.
They all look old, bro. I was
Oh,
watching
of
that. I was
course.
like, "This is not Power Rangers, bro. This is Good Rangers, bro." 'Cause they all look tired as hell, man. I was like,
mean,
"Bro,
like, 30
the Blue Ranger, Tommy, bro,
Yeah.
Good as hell, bro."
He looked old back then, bro. Like it's like there's no way this guy's in high school.
Oh, bro, if you look old, if you look Good then, bro, you're Good now. Good. Oh my god.
30 years, man. 30.
Yeah. There's not to bring it down, but like the Green Ranger,
Oh, what a downer.
Jason,
Yeah.
Jason Frank, Jason David Frank. I'm trying to remember his name.
3 first names, gotta love it.
Apologies if I forget his name, but yeah, he was the Green Ranger. He was Tommy.
Yep.
The original. He was the one, like, every time we played Power Rangers, all of us would be like, yeah, see, yeah. Like, we'd be doing
You know
that
why it was
because-
cool? Because he had long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tied it in a bow and it'd be like, this guy looks like a cool guy.
And he started off as the anti-hero, so he was a villain
He had a
first.
vest as well, bro.
Yeah.
Green Ranger? Yeah, man. You know he's different, bro. He's got a vest on. He's golden as well. Bro. That was the Green Ranger. Had a flute as when he was white.
Yeah, what was it?
bro.
That was the flute sound. I had that as my ringtone for a little while.
You
When he called his Zord, the drag Zord. Man. But yeah, apparently did he commit suicide, was that?
He passed recently, yeah.
Yeah, man.
don't know the exact details, but yeah, too young. Too young, man.
I reckon Rita's got something to do with it. That's too soon? Sorry.
The because he was one of the Power Rangers that actually did martial arts. He was an MMA fighter for a little while. So, and I think he was instructing and stuff like that. That's why he lasted so long. He'd been on multiple different seasons of different generations of Power Rangers.
He had a karate school in San Francisco, like
Yeah.
near where my mum lived, right?
Yeah.
And it was one of those, because my mum used to take me all over, like to work. You know, I couldn't be left at home on my own, so she always had me in the.
How old were you when you were
truck.
living in the States?
I think it was like 10,
Yeah.
10 at the time. And on the freeway, every time we just get on the freeway, there's a building on the left, and then it's advertising his karate school.
Mad.
And when you're a kid, you can I can learn karate from a Power Ranger.
Yeah,
it felt
man.
like it was like the best thing ever. Like it was, I'd always
Imagine you get
asked-
a watch, bro.
Eh?
It's like you get a free like a watch,
Yeah, the
so you could talk to each other and communicate.
Oh.
that would have been
I
mad.
mean, a mobile. That would have been nice in the 90s. Oh my
Apple
gosh.
Watch,
Man.
bro. Ahead of the time, man. Before the Apple Watch was the fucking Power Rangers watch, bro.
I was like, man, I really wanted to go, but it was one of those things like so close but so far.
Yeah.
I couldn't, you know.
Yeah.
With some complications. Wait, is this now a good time? Like with considering we're kind of going back and forth with, you know, being Phils and during that time of like moving to
The States.
outside of Philippines.
Yeah.
It was just a thought that came to me recently because at the hospital I saw a folding bed. You guys know what a folding bed is?
Yeah.
At the hospital they had one. And I was thinking like, holy fuck, I haven't seen one of these since Philippines.
Can you just grab a folding bed?
It's like a metal frame with wire.
Yeah, it's got like wire kind of things, like springs.
Yeah.
And they connect and link and stuff, and there's like it's like a thin mattress that goes over it. So when the frame folds, the mattress folds as well.
Right.
That's what I sleep on
That's
Is that what you sleep on
every
now?
day of my life since
Sad.
starting 2 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I sleep on a folding bed.
Oh,
That's
man.
what I was trying to describe. A folding bed. So I sleep on a folding bed,
Yeah.
and then I fold it up in the morning. Actually, my wife folds it up for me, and then when I sleep, I unfold it, put my pillow there, and then I
Because
sleep.
you fold it
right
away,
next to the bed.
and it's like it doesn't
How
use
come
up
you?
any
How come you,
space.
how come you sleep there? It's just because,
It's either me or the wife. It's always going to be me.
right?
and the baby and my wife sleeps on the master bedroom.
Or with your bub.
Seth.
Yeah, so Seth sleeps there, and I'm the one sleeping in the folding bed. Wait,
Bro.
so far I've accustomed to it. So
Bro,
no.
Did you have to import that shit?
'cause my family had one as
Yeah,
well.
I think you can get like different type of ones in Australia. So
My family had one as well growing up. Like when I was growing up, it was in the spare room, and we just had a spare foldable bed. And so I had a cousin who used to live out in the Shire, and he'd come down, and whenever he visited us, like during Easter and stuff, he'd stay over that entire month or whatever. And yeah, he would sleep on that foldable bed, and we would occasionally use it. Say, Ken used to use it as well if he wanted to play like a video game or like watch a movie or something, he just had the foldable bed out in front of the TV,
Right.
and he'd fall asleep playing that video game. But yeah, we had one of those. My uncle has one in the Philippines, right? So he, and I don't know if this is something that like we would have gotten from the Spanish, but my uncle siestas, bro. He siestas
Oh, it probably is.
like after eating lunch.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm burping and stuff. But like, so I went to visit them at their workplace. We would have lunch in his office. So all of his stuff on his thing, he'd move it to the side. They'd lay out newspapers, much like this, and then we'd eat food. At 12:30 on the dot, he's like, "All right, everybody get out." And he'd close the door, pull the little blind on his door, and he'd have a foldable bed out there, and he'd just fall asleep. He'd sleep for about half an hour, wake up again, and he's ready to do his work again.
Yeah.
It's the best thing, and that's what those foldable beds remind me of. It's like comfort, and it's like relaxation, and like a time away from
Convenience.
yeah, it's convenience, time away from stress. That's what they remind me of, man.
It just reminds me of being uncomfortable.
You
You know what better?
It reminds me of Tuesday. And well, I mentioned the folding bed because like we had that in Philippines, but it's a bit different to the ones that we have here. The ones that we have here, it's got room for mattress, right? And I guess the thing that holds it up, it's like a grid of metal wires. The one in Philippines is like there's like a mesh, and that was the thing that would hold, kind of like a trampoline, like that material. So there's no, usually like I just sleep on it, just put a blanket or something.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's like a gurney. Is that what it's called?
I just love that we're eating food.
That's not a gurney. It's
and we're talking about sleeping.
Yeah, I know. We're getting there. No, it was the reason I kind of bring this up is during that time that I found out that I'm going to be moving overseas, right? My head starts going to places where like, oh, those things that I saw in movies with white people, I'm going to get to play out. Things like, the whole food fight and, just things that, one of the things that didn't exist in Philippines was trampolines. And when I saw that shit in movies as a kid, I'm like, I'm going to get to jump on a trampoline finally because I'm moving to like a white country where there's trampolines.
Yeah.
And, but I couldn't wait. And the next best thing for me was a folding bed. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm going to jump on this motherfucker. And when I did, instantly fucking folded up like a clam, right? And I was stuck inside like SpongeBob, it's like a square, and then the arms are sticking out on the sides. That was me, and I'm here like I'm calling out my Lolo and shit. Fuck. I remember just thinking, oh man, that's a trampoline.
we would use my parents' bed as a trampoline because that was the biggest. Like we had the biggest bed, but they had a fan in their bedroom, and so the fan was on, and we're jumping on the trampoline, and I can't remember who it was, but it was either one of my brothers or one of my cousins. The fan wasn't on very fast, but they hit their head on the fan.
Was it just the one?
Yeah,
This is the only fan
it was the only fan in my house.
in the room.
That's the Philippines, bro. Only fan.
Only fans.
Only fan. I remember when I was in the Philippines, this is like probably like 20 years ago when I was like 12 or something like that. And I remember they gave us the special room. And the only things that's special about that room is that the fan and air
Ceiling, the ceiling fan.
It had aircon
Yeah,
in it.
it was just the coolest room in the house.
Yeah.
Like my Lola would sleep there at the time, and then would be sleeping on the ground type of thing. So man, that's if you had to have that, that's the struggle, right? There's only one room in the house that'll have the coolest to really deal with the temperature there.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man.
That's a love language too. Like when they sacrifice themselves, like just have the cool room.
Yeah.
Sleep on the
Sacrifice is a love language. Like
Oh man, 100%.
like they would give you the extra food to keep you, they eat less than you because the portions and stuff. Like
Yeah.
they would give so much, man.
I think that's the other thing as well, right? So not just sacrifice, but giving without saying anything about it. And like growing up as kids, we don't I never understood just what my parents would have had to sacrifice to bring us to Australia, you know, like the fact that they left a country they left a country where they knew how to speak the language, and they came here, and they were like, my mom was trying her best to learn English. So every day, like she'd go out to work and then she'd come back, and then she'd have like a list of words, and she'd ask us. She's like, "Hey, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean?" And so she was trying to learn English not only from like her coworkers, her friends, and whatever, but from us as kids, because she knew that when we were out in the schools and stuff, that we were already speaking the language to people. That's a massive sacrifice, bro.
Yeah.
To be able to be like outside of their comfort zone.
Big love.
And my dad doesn't like being uncomfortable at all. Like he hates it. So to think that
Bro,
he left his home country, like, man, it's just it's crazy.
have you ever had a proud moment with
Love
your
your
dad?
dad.
Like your dad's trying to say that they're proud of you, but it just becomes an awkward situation.
Yeah.
Like he's like, "Oh, wait, son, come here. They do that. They do it all the time when some shit's going down. They're like, come here.
A hand on the shoulder.
Hand
right?
on the shoulder. Hand on the shoulder. That's the beginning of it. Like,
Yeah.
my son.
I'm already uncomfortable.
I know.
What do you want, Dad?
That's what I say. It's like,
I always think something's wrong when he does that.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, bro. They see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Just want to let you know. Good on you.
I know that. Far out.
Just want to let you know. Oi, come here.
Come here. It's always the hand on the shoulder.
Come here. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Just want to let you know. You're doing good.
Okay, man. Okay.
They don't even say it. They don't
It's
say
such a build up to
Yeah, it's such a build up.
let you know.
Just want to let you know. They always want to let you know something. Just want to let you know.
That's funny because like my dad has never said anything like that, and for him to say something like, I've never heard him say that he's proud of me. Like occasionally, like maybe once in a blue moon, like he'd tell me he loves me or something like that, but it's not something that he says. It's not something that he says. Cause he got a jet.
Speaking of dads,
Sure,
he loves me.
He's gonna eat and.
My dad sacrificed coming to Australia, so
Yeah.
I gotta go.
you
I gotta sacrifice a little bit for him
Hey.
too.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
Get on one time for Garcia.
I'll see you guys next week.
He's still not home yet. He's coming home this week. Yeah.
Hopefully, tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
All the best, man. All the best.
Bro.
Take it easy.
Catch you, bro. Alright, so you're saying that your dad never told you that he's proud of you or
my
loves
dad
you.
never said that, but
Here we
he
go.
does this thing
This is
where
a part of dinner where we get like into deep conversation a bit.
because we're already deep in the letters, bruv. Like he never said that, but he would do things where, because obviously I'd like put music out and put it on YouTube and put it out there. He never told me that he liked my stuff or told me that he was proud of me, but like when I went to go visit them, he'd have a playlist of my music and he'd be watching it on the TV, like the big screen in the living room.
Love language.
And that's what he'd do, and then he'd just listen to it. And I'm like, wow, okay, I guess you do like what I do, you know. And then the way that my mom, her love language is she'll criticize, but it's like,
She wants you to do better.
yeah, she wants me to do better, and she does it to my brother as well. Like, so my brother got gifted some plants from my mom. She loves like taking care of like plants and herbs and flowers and all this stuff. Anyway, Ken has some stuff at his, like a gift, like a plant in his house. And then the first thing my mom would do when she comes over to visit is like, Ken, this plant needs a little bit more water. Like this one needs more water. And she'll be like, this needs some cleaning. This and this, and like, and Ken's like, far out. Can you just leave me alone? Like, just enjoy the time. And she'd do the same thing with my music. She'd be like, hey, I like this song or like this one, but I reckon you could have done a little better with this song. And what about this song? You were writing this one. It wasn't really sounding like I was on pitch and this. And I'm like, wow.
Hey, I love that. Like,
wow.
it's constructive criticism.
It was weird because like, I know because I know my mom now. I know that's where she's coming from, a place of love. It's not a place of criticism or like thing. But man, it's such a weird love language to have somebody tell you what's wrong with you. But like you said, it's coming from a place where she's like I want you to do well. I want you to do better at the things that you do.
Bro,
it's crazy.
I'm so full, bro. Like, people know that when I'm full, if they offer me food, I go like this. I tap my stomach, like, shake my head, and be like, nah, I'm good.
I had a different topic for like.
All right, let's go with it.
The fun fact.
Let's go with it.
But like, I'm thinking I want to change it now because the seafood that we have here. I mean, this wasn't what I'd planned to, but did you know apparently, in the Bible, there's
What?
in the Bible apparently you shouldn't be eating shellfish, like the shellfish from the sea. I don't know why, because it's fucking delicious. Like I don't know why you wouldn't, but yeah, that was one of the things. But man, bro,
Man.
here, if we were back in the biblical times, bro, this is blasphemy on the table
Bro.
right now. Blasphemy.
You can call us shellfish people.
Yeah, shellfish. Don't be shellfish. No, but the fun fact that I had was about ChatGPT, man.
Bro.
And I think it'd be better if there were all of us. But ChatGPT, if you don't know what it is a program or an AI, artificial intelligence program. I don't even know how to describe it, but hang on, let me bring it up. I had my notes. Where's my notes? My notes at? Where my notes at? From the front to back. Are you feeling that? So it stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. And it's a deep learning architecture. Like it's built to, like if you type it'll answer you based on what you ask it. And people have been using it lately for like there was one, OpenAI was the one who made ChatGPT. They had a program called DALL-E, and you give it a prompt, and then it would make any.
Who made the program? Was it Pitbull?
DALL-E. You'd make any piece of art out of the prompt that you do.
Yeah.
And then ChatGPT is the next one where you can ask it something and it'll give you some ideas and stuff, which is exactly what I did. I go, give me some fun facts about ChatGPT. And it's all,
of course they would.
It's all boring and stuff, but it's like pretty much when
on point.
Because it's when it was created, how much electricity it consumed. Apparently, it consumed 200,000 kilowatt hours of electricity during training when they were training the thing.
Damn.
They were training the thing. But man, what I was gonna ask you guys, or the audience as well, is like, if you had an AI, what would you want to ask it? Like it could basically answer anything that you'd want in the world. What would you ask it? Because people have been using it to write songs. People have been using it to like. I saw one guy create a song out of it. So he asked ChatGPT to say, "Give me a chord progression that of this type of song." And then
I wouldn't use it.
You wouldn't use it?
No.
No.
It's like this is another topic for another show. Like the takeover of AI, bro.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, bro. Especially in songs, bro. Next episode, we're gonna talk about this. Like, I want to talk about AI in detail and how it's slowly just taking over the world.
Because there's that AI generation, like,
bro,
where someone took a song and they released the song under, like, it sounds like Drake singing.
Yeah, Drake and Weeknd.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty good. Like, you can tell that there's a little rough edges, but at the same time, some people might mistake it for the real thing. So let's talk about that on the next episode when we got the older guys here. I think it'll be such an interesting topic to talk about. But for now, this is one topic before we leave I want to talk about. We talked about the ratios of our food, right? Rice to ulam ratios. So I want to take it even more in a detailed manner. Not the ratio from rice to ulam, but what do you got your spoon, right?
Yeah.
What do you grab first onto the spoon? And then what's the routine of how you eat your ulam and rice?
Oh, so the process.
So like, here's my one. I start off with eating a little bit of ulam into the rice, a little more rice. I eat it, and then I grab another spoon of rice and then eat it again.
Oh, so you pack on the rice after the fact?
Yeah, I eat the ulam with the rice and then rice again.
I mean, this goes back to my ratio. This is why I thought 50-50, right? Because the technique that you would have is you put it in your hand, and so there'd be a bit of rice and then be a bit of ulam. And so that ratio to me would be like 50-50, and you take it and then you like use your thumb as a delivery system to like press it into your mouth.
I don't think that's serial killer tendencies. What I think is serial killer tendencies is that if you get your spoon or your hand and then you get the ulam and then eat it first and then eat a full, and then you get the spoon and or hand and eat the rice afterwards. I think that's serial killer tendencies.
I'm guilty of that, sir.
So you would get a spoonful of ulam first, right? And then would you eat that first?
Yeah, man.
First, not even before the rice.
Because like,
if I was gonna choose between the ulam and the rice to eat first with a spoon, like there's a gun to my head, I would eat the rice first and then the ulam.
Nah, dude.
But I am normal. I would have them both on the same spoon in my first go.
All right.
In my first go, but then I would give a little chaser of more rice, a spoonful of rice to make the ulam go down.
So you'd have like a rice, like ulam sandwich when the rice would be rice, ulam, rice. Mm-hmm. That's how you do it.
I didn't even know there was my technique until I realized I was doing it.
Yeah.
Because when you eat, you're just naturally doing it.
Yep.
And then I was like, wait a minute. I'm always having ulam with rice and then another spoonful of rice to put the ulam go down.
Spoonful of Kanin makes the
ulam go down. Ulam go down. Ulam go down. We are Pare Poppins right now.
Pare Poppins. Spoonful
Pare
of
Poppins, bro. Oh my god, bro.
I'm Pare
Poppins, bro.
Pare Poppins, y'all.
Bro.
That's so dumb.
It's of an umbrella. It's a Wallis. I'm just flying everywhere with a Wallis.
Oh, Wallis thing. When you just like you're
spoonful
spinning around the air.
Kanin makes the ulam goes down. Ulam goes down. Ulam goes down.
But see, why do you do the rice first, and then? Because I get it. You're doing like a sandwich type thing.
Why would you eat the ulam first?
I like it because I want to taste the ulam. I want to taste the flavor.
All right, people out there, if you had to choose what to eat first, and you can't choose both, that's the rule. You can't choose both. Would you eat the ulam first or the rice first?
The rice first.
Because you're gonna get it both in the end. I like to set the table up, set the bed up. The bed's the rice, right? That's why they call it a rice bed. You have that first, and then you have the ulam on top. The ulam's got to be comfortable, man.
I agree with you. But like, for me, when I look at the ulam,
if we're going with that analogy, you're gonna get someone to sleep on the ground, and then you're gonna chuck a mattress at them.
Yeah.
You're just gonna suffocate the experience, bro.
They gotta want it. That's what it is.
No, bro.
It's like I'm missing the bed. Oh, hey, guess what? I got the bed for you right
here.
here.
Oh my god. Okay.
You're making
playing hard to get with your ulam.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's because I want to taste it, man. And usually when you have it with the rice, the taste changes. You know how we were saying before, like if the food is too salty, you put more rice on it, and like it kind of evens it out.
Wait, is Miracle at the back there? Can you hear us, Miracle?
Miracle.
If you're there, I want to ask questions. If she's not there, then she's not there.
Hello.
But to people out there, this is really brewing me up now. Like I am here listening to this guy. He would rather have to eat the ulam first and then the rice, which to me is like blasphemy. Like, why would you throw the mattress at the person sleeping on the floor? You know? So I want to get a second opinion on this. So we reached a little debate here. Okay. So you're familiar with the podcast, right? I promise after this conversation, we're going to get out of here. I promise. So you're familiar with the podcast. Like we had this conversation of like the ratio of rice to ulam, right? And what's your ratio?
I'm a bit psycho.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a bit of a psycho.
Yeah.
I don't like to have a lot of rice.
Okay.
So my ratio is honestly like 20% rice,
Yep.
80% ulam.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's your ratio. Okay. So let's talk about the thing that we're talking about now. All right. You have a plate, right? You have to have one option. You have one option to eat
Something
first. Something first. Would it be the ulam first or the rice? But then think the next one you can eat the other one. So my thing is that I'd rather have the rice first, and then I would eat the ulam second.
And then he'd have like sometimes chase it with some more rice.
You can get some more rice type
Okay.
thing.
So it's like a ulam sandwich.
I ate the rice first, and then he said he would do the other way.
I'd like ulam
Other way.
first. Yeah?
Ulam first, always.
Everyone's
or
crazy.
If, depending what the dish is, I might have, it's not titilan, sasawan.
Yeah.
So like the dip, so I'd always have like 5% of that in the mix as well.
Okay.
Sorry, man. Sorry, bro.
If
You're
I'm
not-
wrong,
yeah.
I'm wrong.
You're outnumbered on this one.
But. Okay.
I think John would agree with you though.
Okay.
He's a
there we go.
massive
Really?
rice person.
There you
Yeah,
go.
massive
Okay, we're
rice
split.
person.
We're split.
There you go.
We're split.
Delicado Jong.
Delicado.
But with the spoon, because my normal technique is that I would have the ulam and the rice first in my spoon and eat it, and then I would eat a full spoon of rice second. You don't like that?
I'm not a massive rice person.
You don't like that?
Bruh, same.
Oh my god.
Me either.
Oh my god, Joanne.
At the Joanne.
At the Joanne. Come here. Give us. I want to ask you a question. All right. Oh. So, okay. First question is: if you had to choose between the ulam and the rice to eat first with your spoon, what would you choose, the ulam or the rice? Me personally, I would eat the rice first, and then I would eat the ulam second.
Do you want to be on camera or no?
Yeah, but that's not an option. What would you choose first?
One or the other first. Which would you have? Like ulam
One or the other
or
first. If you had a choice, if a gun
jump
to
on,
your
jump on.
head, you had to choose one.
She doesn't want to be on camera. I mean, you ulam first. Why would you do
first.
ulam first? Let me see if we can get
Because
some.
my thing is that if you eat the rice first, it's like a better rice, and then
that
you.
flavor.
Okay, you want the flavor.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay. What's your technique in terms of like? Okay, you get to choose. My technique is that I would have both at the same time,
Yeah.
first on the spoon, and then I would have a spoonful of rice afterwards.
Yeah, that sounds.
Sounds about up your alley.
You chase it.
Yeah, that's it. You chase it with more rice, right?
It
It's like giving more comfort. It's like
Depends
if,
how balanced the first bite was.
yeah. But then,
Spoken like a true foodie there.
what was your technique again? You would eat it.
I want to taste the food first. I taste the ulam first, and then I'll have the rice afterwards. Like you still chase it with rice, right? Have you seen those ones where like if my dad was eating say fish and there's a bone stuck in his throat, he'll just shovel more rice into his mouth.
Is that
Just
a technique?
It's have you guys seen that?
No, my mom told me to eat or like my great grandma.
You want a mic?
Told me to my great grandma told me to eat a whole piece of banana, swallow it.
If you get a fish bone.
Yeah,
Oh really?
that's what they said.
Mama,
You
I would
just
have to
swallow
get.
it. You don't chew it.
I would have to get my sister to rub my throat
Yeah.
because she came out on birth feet first.
Yeah.
Because apparently, if you get out of birth feet first, you have this magical ability to get a fish bone out of someone's throat by
I think
touching it.
we're coming up with all the philo superstitions.
Yeah, this is the
What about
superstitions.
the buttock? You know
Which
when
one?
they
You just hit them.
That's not a superstition.
You got a bone stuck in your head.
That's just
You're cured.
that's just abuse. you know the superstition where you just hit them at the back of the head.
That'll teach you to eat a bone. Pa!
Don't worry, it's just a superstition.
Do better.
But like, okay, so all right, so the guys out there, like, if you had the ulam and the rice in front of you, I would get both of them at the same time, eat it, and then get the rice and
Chase
then eat it. But Don's one, he would eat the ulam first,
Yep.
and then the rice.
Yep.
What's your technique?
So it's ulam first, fries.
Oh
and
man,
then
I'm surrounded by psychos right now.
Sasawan.
With sausawan?
Yeah.
Why would you eat the ulam without the rice? I don't know. It just goes hand in hand. It's like, well, do you eat the ice cream by itself and then the cone?
Yeah.
No, that's a bad analogy. You just start from the top and then go to the bottom. Yeah. But still, I'm just saying, the rice is there for a reason. Don't leave it out at the start.
I sometimes just leave it out altogether. No.
Yeah, I do the same.
But that's me. That's me.
All right. Let's move on to the Cheatcoders Stash. One time. All right, this is a part of the show we showcase some music called the Cheatcoders Stash, where we nominate any song that we are feeling, whether it be last week, this week, or next week, or something in the future, or something that we want to be feeling right now. So we always start with Don doing stuff. What song do you want to nominate for the Cheatcoders Stash?
Oh man, I was so into that last topic that I forgot to pick something.
Bro, I got really heated.
I know, that was really, really heated. I'm
still laughing about the superstition about hitting someone. Like, whoa. It's bad luck if I don't hit you at the back.
I feel like that's something that my brothers and I would do.
7 years bad luck if I leave you choking on the bone.
That's like something my brothers and I would do that it's like I'd hit them and I'd be like, oh, he had a bone stuck in his throat. That's how I get away with it.
That's like when the langau, the fly is just there and you just hit someone. Yeah, I was trying to get the fly.